1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD. AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Mga katropa, para lagi kang updated sa inyong Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas, siguraduhin naka-like at follow ka sa AFP Radio DWDD Facebook page at nakatune in sa 1134 kHz AFP DWDD. Panoorin ang weekly documentary program ng AFP Radio na ang Inyong Kawal, Sabado alas 8 ng gabi. Simulcast po ito sa Inyong Kawal Facebook at YouTube channel. And keep up the good work sa team. Ayan, Media and Civil Affairs Group, CRS-AFP, maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
There is a hero in every Filipino. As the country celebrates the National Heroes Day, we shall seek to pay tribute to our soldiers who transcend the extraordinary and embody the extraordinary. People who through their exceptional dedication, courage and commitment have distinguished for their outstanding contributions in distinct categories. For their unyielding valor in the front lines, to the selfless compassion towards our fellow Filipinos, the meticulous orchestration of administrative and logistic functions, and the enrichment pursuit of knowledge. These soldiers stand as example of excellence, inspiring us all. Tonight, the Manila Times and the Manila Times TV will unveil remarkable individuals who have been nominated for their exemplary achievements in the following categories: combat zone, community service, administrative and logistic functions, and achievement in education. Likewise, we shall be recognizing the significant achievements of a unit in protecting and securing the country's maritime borders. Tonight, we come across stories of bravery that evoke wonder and veneration. These stories surpass the limits of language and culture, reminding us of a common qualities that warriors embody: dedication to duty, loyalty to their colleagues, and unwavering belief in the values they maintain. Their reaction represent the principles that underpin military service: courage, compassion, dedication, and intellectual curiosity. Join us in recognizing their outstanding efforts as we celebrate their extraordinary accomplishments and the tremendous influence they have had on the military community and beyond. Let us give tribute to our soldiers.
Good evening. Welcome to our second tribute to soldiers. This is our second year where we honor the best of the armed forces of the Philippines. Last year, also on National Heroes Day, we expressed our appreciation to the Filipino soldiers whose dedication and sacrifice went beyond the call of duty, protecting our national security and keeping the peace. Tonight is a celebration of peace, progress, and patriotism. And of course, with me tonight is Tessa Mauricio Arriola of the Manila Times.
Thank you. Thank you to our former Senator and Defense Secretary Orly Mercado. And to all our guests, welcome. Thank you all for being here. As Sir Orly noted, this is our second year of recognizing the amazing achievements of our soldiers. We would like to thank our organizers and presenters, the Manila Times and the Manila Times TV. This is actually the initiative of our proud multimedia publication through the leadership of our Chairman Emeritus, Dr. Dante Arevalo-Ang.
To officially start the tribute to Soldiers 2024, let us all welcome Mr. Dante Ang II, Chairman and CEO of the Manila Times, for opening remarks.
Thank you, Sir Orly.
No problem, no problem.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. I'm not the one who conceptualized this program. I'm the other Dante Ang, and I'm sort of stepping in for my father today because he's not feeling well, and I apologize for his absence. But I know that he very much wanted to be here because, as I said, this is his baby. I know that there have been many initiatives in the past to recognize our men in uniform. And truth be told, our program here probably pales in comparison in terms of the prizes and tributes offered by other organizations. I know personally because I have myself served as judge at the Metrobank Foundation, and I've seen many of you, sir, I've seen some of them familiar faces here. But my dad, at I think age 82, was insistent on organizing this to give honor and recognition to our men in uniform. I think it hasn't been lost in our family to pay tribute to our soldiers. I remember when I was very young that I told my father that because of my youthful idealism, I wanted to either become a soldier or a priest. So either to save lives or to save souls. And of course, I didn't become either one, but his preference back then was to be a priest. But in a way, the job that we grew up in a sense, I think can draw some parallels to what our men in uniform do. Writing, as they say, uses a different instrument that is perhaps more stronger, but I think what you do in service, I think, pales in comparison to what our profession hopes to accomplish. But be that as it may, as I said, my family was very insistent and determined to put this program together, to give you honor, all those who defend our democracy, to keep us all safe, and I suppose, to put it simply, to say thank you. So I'm sure you are all eager to have our program started. But before we do, I just want to thank all of our partners who made this program possible. This would not have been a reality if not for the cooperation of Mega World, Philippine Airlines, the Office of General Galvez, of course, the Manila Hotel, Sogo, our other sponsors, Eurotel, Playtime, BCDA, the Development Bank of the Philippines, Meralco, Veterans Bank, the AFP, MBAI, the COBRA, the Medicare, YAM Agency, and others. If I fail to mention you guys, thank you everyone. Of course, congratulations to all awardees. And rest assured that the Manila Times will always be at your side to give you recognition, to help you accomplish your mission. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, sir, for your courtesy. Please take your seats. To Mr. Dante Ang, the Chairman Emeritus of Manila Times, we hope that you can get well soon. Mr. Dante Ang II, the Chairman and CEO of the Manila Times. Our former Secretary and Senator, Secretary of National Defense and Senator, Secretary Orly Mercado. Thank you for the kind introduction. General Romeo S. Browner Jr., the Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Lieutenant General Roy M. Galido, the Commanding General of the Philippine Army, Rear Admiral Jose M. Ambrosio Espeleta, the Vice Commander, Philippine Navy, OIC Kuwait, all other representatives from the major services present, Mr. Michael Ang from the Manila Times, sir, Ms. Joanna Paola Ang from Manila Times, Madam Ma'am Tessa Ariola from Lifestyle Editor, the Manila Times, Ms. Blanca C. Mercado, President and COO of the Manila Times, Honorable Juan Carlos Ataide, Congressman, 1st District of Quezon City, Honorable Susan Yap, Director Dennis Ligaspi, the Head of the National Private Partnership, Director Darwin Wee, fellow public servants, friends from the private sector and sponsors and media, to all awardees present, to the men and women of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Today, August 26th, the last Monday of the month, we commemorate the National Heroes Day as a day of tribute to our living and fallen forefathers and heroes who served, fought, and died for the freedom and independence of our country. As a known writer said, and I quote, "Our flag does not fly because the wind moves it. It flies with the last breath of each soldier who dies protecting it." To our great heroes of all time, we will always remember and we will never forget. Today, paying tribute to our Filipino soldiers who serve our country well in different fields is very relevant and timely. Our soldiers who distinguished themselves and who stood tall as warriors, public servants, educators, managers, logisticians. Time and again, our Filipino soldiers put their lives on the line, both on the administration and combat, to serve and protect our people and our future. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Manila Times under the leadership of Chairman Emeritus Dr. Dante Ang, his son, Chairman and CEO Dante Klink Ang II, and his President and COO, Ms. Blanca Mercado, for organizing this event, which is in its second year. And we really thank you for these amazing preparations and program. We are very, very, very much surprised because this is only the second year. But this is a magnificent preparation. Thank you, Madam Mercado. As I can recall, Manila Times also paid special tribute to the Filipino soldiers of Marawi as its Men of the Year in 2017. Being part of the Marawi Seeds is an honor that we are part of that celebration, being the Man of the Year in 2017. Our round of applause for our Filipino soldiers, our awardees, and the Manila Times, please. My speech will delve on a soldier as warriors and a guardian of peace. As a former soldier and a ranger, a scout ranger, I witnessed the valor, bravery, and gallantry of our troops on the ground. Filipino soldiers continue to inspire us as a country, as all nations across the globe take pride of their respective armed forces. And we take pride that in every year that we will have a celebration and also rating of all government agencies, the Armed Forces of the Philippines always in the forefront, being the number 1 or number 2. Let us continue to work for excellence and set an example for the present and future generations. A soldier is naturally a warrior and a patriot. Soldiers are not only warriors but also peacekeepers, peacemakers, and peace builders. As General Douglas MacArthur said, and I quote, "The soldier, above all people, prays for peace. For him he must suffer and bear the deepest wounds and scars of wars." End of quote. In essence, soldiers do not just pray for peace, but they act to ensure the safety of our nation and our people. As U.S. Military Colonel Allen West aptly said, and I quote, "We must never forget why we have and why we need our military. Our armed forces exist solely to ensure our nation is safe, so that each and every one of us can sleep soundly at night, knowing we have guardians at the gate." This rings true especially in the current tensions in the West Philippine Sea and some parts of the country, including the conflict-vulnerable areas in southern Philippines and other areas in Mindanao. Because our soldiers' peace efforts, thousands of lives chose a new path, the new path of peace, and now living in peace with their families and communities, meaning our armed forces now are working with us with our motto of transforming minds and lives of others. In the context of the Bangsamoro peace process, our soldiers actively support our normalization and transformation programs by settling Rido or the clan conflicts, securing communities, and helping our local leaders in bringing services from the northern to southern front lines, particularly in Mindanao. We can say that namely the islands provinces of Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi, the Lanao provinces, and Maguindanao provinces of BARM, these areas are now considered epicenters of peace and development. As we all know, during our time, during 2000, we have an all-out war in Mindanao. Now it's now an epicenter of peace and development. As President Marcos Jr. said, the job of our soldiers is not just confined to fighting against the instrument of fear, mistrust, and violence, but also to serve as peacekeepers, peacemakers, and peace builders. In other words, the culture of peace should deeply embedded in the system and the values of our soldiers. We must protect the peace process at all costs. On ways forward, in conclusion, to our Filipino soldiers, whom we are awarding today, may you continue selflessly serve our communities and remain a model to fellow soldiers and the rest of the Filipino people. Please continue to show us what it means to be a soldier, as a warrior, as a nation builder, as military professionals and men of courage and integrity, and most of all, as guardian of peace and development. Therefore, I extend my snappiest salute to our honorees, our men and women in uniform here with us today, for your excellence and exemplary performance in administration in the field and your ceaseless commitment to protecting and bringing services to the people and securing the state in the West Philippine Sea. Thank you for your sacrifices, for your valor, for the things you carry, for protecting us, and for defending our rights. Thank you for your courage, your strength, and dedication to keep us safe. Thank you once again to Manila Times for holding this momentous event to honor our soldiers and giving me the opportunity to be part of this unforgettable event. Muli, maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. Mabuhay ang Sandatahang Pilipinas. Mabuhay ang sundalong Pilipino. Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
As you know, our soldiers protect the lives of millions of Filipinos as well as the sovereignty of the nation. It's a demanding job, full of hardships and sacrifices. They do not lead comfortable lives. Nevertheless, they face dangerous challenges without hesitation. With utmost dedication, they fulfill their duties despite the risks. Sometimes, they go the extra mile to ensure a mission success. Let's see who the nominees are.
There are 8 nominees. 3 of them will be the Distinguished Achievement Awardees for their contribution in the combat zone. Here are the nominees. From the Philippine Army, Staff Sergeant Johnny Batukan Jr., Sergeant Raymond L. Causing, Sergeant Marvin Sambrana.
From the Philippine Air Force, Master Sergeant Sukarno Cananu. Technical Sergeant Pradyumna Das Ramirez.
And from the Philippine Navy, Technical Sergeant Ryan Samama. Staff Sergeant Leandro Merenciano. Boatswain Mate First Class Petty Officer First Class Salde Argarin.
Before we proceed with the awarding, we would like to call on the Manila Times Chairman and CEO, Mr. Dante Clinkang II, the Manila Times President and CFO, Ms. Blanca Mercado, our guests of honor, General Romeo Browner Jr., and the Honorable Secretary, Carlito Galvez Jr., Ms. Joanna Paula Ang, TMT TV Operations Manager, and Honorable Michael Alexander Ang of the Jordan Consulate in the Philippines to join us on stage.
And the Distinguished Achievement Award for contribution to the combat zone goes to Staff Sergeant Johnny Batukan Jr., Philippine Army.
And the winner for the contribution in the combat zone, the Philippine Navy, is Boatswain's Mate, First Class Petty Officer Salde Argarin.
Philippine Air Force, Master Sergeant Sukarno Kananu.
Good evening. Advances in technology play a huge role in protecting the national security. A military organization needs someone who can keep its equipment in working condition to help our soldiers become battle-ready 24/7. But when such technology is absent or lacking, our soldiers turn to innovative ways of helping their colleague in the field. Let's get to know the nominees.
There are 6 nominees for the Distinguished Achievement Award for Innovation in Administrative and Logistics Functions. From the Philippine Army, Sergeant Robert Murillo. From the Philippine Air Force, Sergeant Mary Glyza Jane Martonito. And Technical Sergeant Marlon B. Torre.
From the Philippine Navy, Technical Sergeant Arman D. Flores. Fireman First Class Nico M. Pechon. And Fireman First Class Angelo C. Santiago. Congratulations to all our nominees for their innovations in administrative and logistic functions, which are crucial to the success of the AFP's operations. We would like to call back on stage our executives from the Manila Times, Mr. Dante Clink Ang, Ms. Blanca Mercado, Ms. Joanna Ang, and Mr. Michael Ang, as well as our guests of honor, General Browner Jr. and Secretary Galvez Jr.
And the winners are, from the Philippine Army, Sergeant Robert T. Murillo.
From the Philippine Navy, The winner is Technical Sergeant Arman D. Flores, Philippine Marine Corps.
And from the Philippine Air Force, Technical Sergeant Marlon P. Torre.
Congratulations to all the awardees. Before we proceed to our next category, let us all enjoy another set. Once again, congratulations to all our awardees.
Dito ka isinilang, namulat ang isipan, at nagmula ang ating angkan. Ngunit ang lupang ito ay nangailangan sa pangapi at panganib, tayo ay lalaban. Dito ay hanapin ang mga bagong kaibigan at magandang kinabukasan. Tayo ay Pilipino sa puso at isipan. Bayan ko ay paglilingkuran, hipatuwid ang daan upang bantayan ang kalayaan. Tayo rin ang magtutulungan, tatawid ng karagatan upang makamit ang kapayapaan. Pangako ko sa'yo, kami ay naririto, tumingala ka lang sa himpapawid. Saan man mapunta ang ating bandila para sa karangalan ng ating bansa. Taas noo sa bawat mong lipad, kami ay maaasahan, hindi ka iiwan. Pinoy kami magpakailanman, hipatuwid ang daan upang bantayan ang kalayaan. Tayo rin ang magtutulungan, tatawid ng karagatan upang makamit ang kapayapaan. Pangako ko sa'yo, amin ay hindi mahalaga kung ano at sino ka. Gusto ko lang ay protektado at ligtas ka sa lahat ng masasama. Ipagawin ang daan upang bantayan ang kalayaan. Tayo rin ang magtutulungan. Tanawin ng karagatan upang makamit ang kapayapaang pangako ko sa'yo. Kami naririto, tumingalang-alang sa hirap tuwid.
Good evening, everyone. We have to stress that our soldiers are involved not only in combat operations, they also have non-combatant roles. When a natural disaster strikes or a crisis emerges, our soldiers are there to help Filipinos in time of need. These are the soldiers who have changed the lives of Filipinos from various communities around the country. Here are the nominees for Outstanding Community Service.
Let's again introduce the nominees for Outstanding Community Service. From the Philippine Army, Sergeant Jerwin Pairat. From the Philippine Army as well, Sergeant Jano Capuso, not Capamilya. And Sergeant Arthur Ababa. From the Philippine Air Force, Master Sergeant Darwin Q. Esquera. Technical Sergeant Greta Orendain. And from the Philippine Navy, Technical Sergeant Danilo V. Bañez, Philippine Marine Corps.
Congratulations to all the nominees for their dedication in alleviating the hardships of many indigent communities. May I call back to join Ms. Brotolo and Ms. Mayor to hand the awards. On stage, General Bronner, Secretary Galvez, along with Mr. Dante Ang II, Ms. Blanca Mercado, Ms. Joanna Ang, and Mr. Michael Ang.
And the winner for Philippine Army Outstanding Community Service, Sergeant Jerwen Pairat.
The Distinguished Achievement Award for Outstanding Community Service from the Philippine Navy goes to Technical Sergeant Danilo V. Banyes, the Philippine Marine Corps.
For Philippine Air Force, the winner is Master Sergeant Darwin Q. S. Guerra.
Good evening. Knowledge and information. We know those are the best way to empower the members of any organization. For this special award, we give recognition to those soldiers who aided the AFP by acquiring and sharing their latest knowledge. Let's see who the nominees are.
There are 3 nominees for achievement in education, 1 each from the Philippine Army, the Philippine Air Force, and the Philippine Navy.
Technical Sergeant Juffer Lloyd Bautista from the Philippine Army, Staff Sergeant Julius Rabaca of the Philippine Air Force, and Underwater Operations Man 2nd Class Anthony M. Turalio, Philippine Navy.
Again, we would like to call on our guests of honor, General Browner and Secretary Galvez, with our executives of the Manila Times.
Congratulations are definitely in order for the accomplishments that have been achieved by our nominees, but only one shall be named for achievement in education. And the winner is from the Philippine Navy, Underwater Operations Man 2nd Class Anthony M. Turalio.
have already given all the individuals awardees. As individuals, they are outstanding, but the true strength of our soldiers lies in the proper coordination of a unit acting as one. As an organization, the Armed Forces of the Philippines values teamwork, camaraderie, and unity. This year, we will recognize a unit to be distinguished Achievement Awardee for the best unit. Here are the nominees.
For Best Unit Award, the nominees are 84th Infantry Battalion.
We would like to ask our presenters again to please join our nominees on stage, our guests of honor, and our Manila Times executives.
And the Distinguished Achievement Award for Best Unit goes to Naval Forces West, Philippine Navy, presented by Commodore Alan Javier. For our closing remarks, please welcome the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Romeo Browner Jr.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please take your seats. We have had a long day today and a long evening. So please allow me to dispense with the greeting of the dignitaries who are with us tonight, because you have been greeted already. But I think that a more fitting end to this very important activity would have been the song numbers of Attorney Joey Lina. No? So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to stand before you tonight to pay tribute to the brave men and women of the Armed Forces of the Philippines with the esteemed partnership of the Manila Times. As we gather to honor our soldiers, we are reminded of the profound sacrifices they have made to protect our nation and secure our freedoms. These are the unsung heroes who toil tirelessly, often in the shadows, to ensure our safety and well-being. Our soldiers embody the very best of the Filipino spirit: courage, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to service. When danger looms, they stand resolute, ready to put their lives on the line for the greater good. Whether engaged in combat, disaster relief, or community development, their actions demonstrate the true meaning of valor. Tonight, we celebrate the remarkable achievements of our AFP awardees who have been recognized here. And may I request our awardees and all the nominees to kindly stand up to be recognized. Please stand up. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you. Whether you are awardees or nominees, you are all winners tonight. Palakpakan po ulit natin sila. You have answered the call to duty with distinction, setting the standard for excellence within our ranks. Your contributions have not only strengthened our armed forces, but have also uplifted the communities you serve. As we honor your accomplishments, let us also pay tribute to the countless unsung heroes who toil in obscurity, their names etched not in the annals of history, but in the hearts of the people they protect. These silent warriors, the backbone of our military, are the foundation upon which our nation stands strong. Our history is replete with the tales of Filipino soldiers who have laid down their lives in defense of our homeland. From the heroes of Bataan and Corregidor to the modern-day peacekeepers, their sacrifices have ensured that the flame of freedom continues to burn brightly. It is our duty to ensure that their legacy lives on, inspiring generations of Filipinos to come. And so I would like to thank the diligent efforts of our partners at the Manila Times. Palakpakan po natin yung ating partners. Thank you for sponsoring this very important event. I believe that this is the second of many, many more awarding ceremonies to take place. Palakpakan po ulit natin sila. The stories of bravery, of innovation, and selfless leadership are told tonight to inspire us all. And so, to all the soldiers who are here tonight, and those who are serving across the nation and the world, know that a grateful nation stands with you. May I request also the other soldiers who are with us tonight to kindly stand up to be recognized as well. Ronnie. Maraming salamat po. Your sacrifices have not gone unnoticed, and your valor will never be forgotten. Mabuhay ang Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas. Mabuhay ang The Manila Times. Mabuhay po ang ating mga bayani. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much, General Browner, Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces. This has been an enlightening evening. It's been meaningful. Our soldiers have defined what selfless service to the people really means. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to be with you tonight.
Thank you, and it has been truly my honor to share hosting duties with you tonight, former Senator Orly Mercado and former Defense Secretary. Allow me, though, to give a short announcement. We would like to request all of the winners, our judges, presenters, our guests of honor, and of course the executives of the Manila Times to please stay behind at the end of the program for a photo opportunity. The ceremony may have already come to its end, but this is just the beginning. To our heroic soldiers, the legacy of your efforts will live on beyond tonight. I am Tessa Mauricia Ariola, and this has been the Manila Times Tribute to Soldiers 2024. Good night, everyone, and stay safe. Mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Good night. Maraming salamat po.
Mga katropa,